What's up, guys? Thanks so much for clicking on the video. My name is Leah, and baby, let's get into the drama of it all because we got a few things to talk about. So let's get into it. All right, y'all. So let's start off with Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So an update on Miss Teddi Mellencamp. Now, if you watch my Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reviews, y'all know sometimes I do a little spicy corner in front of my videos. And in that video, I did give an update that Teddi did confirm that she had brain cancer. Well, it looks like things might have gotten worse. So she pretty much posted this on her Instagram. She said, update from my scans today. I have 3 tumors in my brain and 2 tumors on my lungs. These are all a direct results of my melanoma. The doctors are hopeful that these additional mutations will be removed via immunotherapy. That begins Tuesday at 11 a.m. I'm feeling positive and excited that I will beat these tumors, and I got this wig. She put in parentheses, I like the short hair, just not the bald spot, and that I can remember all of Angelina's kids' names. Now, as at Bravo Andy would say, with all due, F off cancer. This is crazy. Like, for real, this is crazy. Like, I really do hope that she is able to beat this. I totally forgot that Teddi has children. I forgot that that's what was one of her gripes with Sutton. When Sutton was like, oh my gosh, she's pregnant. And I'm just like, wow, like, I would hate for them to lose their mom. But that's a lot. You know, you go from everybody clowning you because you had an affair on your husband with your horse instructor who is also married to now everybody sending up prayers because don't nobody want you to succumb to cancer. So I do hope she's able to beat this. Like I said in my review, that she has a speedy recovery, that she goes into remission soon, and that they are able to, you know, stop the effects of cancer progressing on her body. But let's move on to brighter news. So it seems like things did not go well between Sutton and Dorit at the reunion. I spoke about this also in the spicy corner for Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, mainly because when Sutton was asked about Dorit saying what she said about all her money has been able to buy her is a horse, and about the wallet comment on Watch What Happens Live, she didn't stand in it. She kind of backtracked, and she was being very nice with like the words that she was choosing her words like wisely. And I was surprised because I was like, okay, girl, did y'all come to some type of understanding or some type of truce at the reunion? But it looks like that didn't happen, because today Dorit reposted a shady video from a fan about Sutton's store actually being up for sale. So let me play that video for you.
Of coffee. Now, if you watched The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills the other night, Sutton was in her store. Sutton, now this is the store, long shuttered up. So not Sutton, it's nothing now. Maybe Sutton can ease up off of Dorit. I love Dorit.
So like I said before I played the video, in my spicy corner for the latest review of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, I thought Sutton and Dorit may had come to some type of understanding or a truce at the reunion, but her reposting that lets me know that that did not happen. And maybe the reason why Sutton was choosing her words wisely on Watch What Happens Live is maybe Dorit ate her up, or like she got dragged by Dorit, or maybe Bose and Erica, maybe she got dogged. I don't know. But it's definitely given like they didn't come to any type of understanding and they still got beef, because I was like, girl, why are we posting this? But also, even though Sutton doesn't have her store, it seems like Sutton said that she was switching to e-commerce. So she's doing more of an online situation. I mean, but still, Dorit, where is Beverly Beach? We haven't heard you talk about that in years. So, I mean, I get it. It's a dig at Sutton, but it's also like, girl, I could ask you the same question. Where are your businesses? All right, y'all. So let's talk about Married to Medicine. So yesterday they released the reunion looks for season 11, and I think overall I would give the ladies collectively a C plus. Nobody looked horrible, but there were definitely some misses, and I was just kind of like, we should have picked a different color, different hair choice, different dress, but you look beautiful though. Okay, so let's talk about it. So first up, Dr. Jackie. I really like the concept of this dress. I like the over exaggerated cape. I like the built-in bustier with the embellishment on the bra. I like her makeup. I like her hair. I just wish it was a different color. I feel like if this dress was like a purple or like a lilac purple or like a burgundy, this would eat. I mean, like eat the girls up. But this like pink color, it's just not doing it for me, for real, for real. But I will say this is definitely a step up from what Jackie had last season, because honestly, the dresses that they have on this season, they could have wore last season's reunion, because when I looked at the Bravo Insider article, it basically said this theme was garden style, but I was like, wasn't last season's garden style? But I think last season was like wine country, energy. But I was like, this just gives same writing prompt but different people's interpretation. But I definitely think this is a better dress compared to what she wore last season, which gave very much Death Becomes Her. And I said, Jackie, where you going? Whose funeral we going to? But for Dr. Jackie to be 66 years old and looking this good, like, that's a bad lady, okay? That's a bad lady. She looked amazing. So I would give this dress an 8. Like the overall outfit, I would give her an 8 for overall look. So moving on, let's talk about Dr. Simone. I know a lot of people don't like this, but I actually do like it. Okay? There definitely are elements that needed to be updated for me. Like I don't like Dr. Simone's pose, and I don't like that ruffle thing, the tissue paper looking thing. Like I like it, but I feel like it needed more structure built into it. The same material that was used for Quad's dress is what Simone needed. To like, I feel like if that was more structured, people wouldn't be ragging on it so badly. And I do feel like the mesh part needed to be similar, a lot closer to her skin tone. But I still like this on Simone. I would give it a 7. It's definitely way better than what she wore at last year's reunion. Because last year's reunion, it was definitely given that she ran into a Macy's, saw a cute dress, and put it on. But this gives that Simone is actually trying to step out of like her comfort zone and try something new. So I would give her a 7 for this outfit. So let's talk about Miss Quad, Miss Quad, Miss Quad, since I mentioned her. I think this is a beautiful dress. I like the color and I like the construction on the shoulder. The things that are taking away from this dress is the slit in Quad's hair. I wish her hair was different. It's something about Quad when she does her hair sometimes that it just takes away from the outfit. But I definitely think this is so much a step up from what she had last season. This gives Quad to me. Last season, I did not like that outfit. But this, I like. I just wish the slit came down a little longer, because I feel with it being so high and they didn't cinch in the dress, it kind of gives Quad like a blocky shape. And we know she has a nice body. I will say her titties are sitting. When I tell you them titties are sitting, okay? But yeah, I just don't like her hair, and I don't like how high the slit is. But I think overall, I would give this an 8 because the color looks great on her. And I just feel like this is Quad. Like this is a Quad outfit versus last season. I was like, girl, what are we doing? What are we doing? So yeah, she'll get an 8 out of me. So let's move over to Heavenly. And we're going to talk about Heavenly and what she said about Simone and Sweet Tea's outfit. She has a lot of lip talking about people need to try something new, maybe new colors. When Heavenly basically has on the same dress she had on last season, just with different like color embellishments. So I like this dress on Heavenly, but I think the choker in her hair messes it up for me. I would give her a 7 the same way I gave Simone because I like it on them, but there's elements to the outfit that just don't go. When you wear a choker, you either need to have a long neck or you need to have an updo. And Heavenly has the same hairstyle she had last season. And I'm like, again, this is basically the same dress just with like champagne color instead of a green color, and her hair's the same. Like, I feel like if she was gonna wear this, she needed to have an updo if she was gonna do the choker, or she needed to have jewelry that laid on her chest, not around her neck. But Heavenly get a 7 out of me. So let's move over to Miss Toya. I love this. I give this a solid 9 for me. And I definitely like this way more than what she wore last season reunion, but the color is beautiful. I love the shoes. It's the shoes that, for me, the shoes eat for me with the butterfly straps around. And I love the fact that Toya gonna always show off them legs, okay? Like last season reunion, she was in a mini dress with the flowers underneath as the ruching. Now she's in this high-low dress, and I love it. I love it. I love the hair. I love the makeup. Toya, the only thing that's missing is like a necklace for Toya. But overall, I would give this a 9 because this is something I would wear. I would definitely wear it. So let's talk about Dr. Contessa. She looks gorgeous. Okay, she looks expensive. She looks beautiful. I'm glad Contessa decided not to do too much. I feel like Contessa is definitely the type of person where if she does what's it called, the minimum, her beauty shines through even more. I would give this a 9.5. I really would. I just feel like she's missing like a necklace or like at least some, like, what's it called, some bracelets or something. But she looks gorgeous. She looks like a Barbie. So I definitely would give this a 9.5. And let's talk about Dr. Mimi. This is, I think, really nice for this to be her first reunion. I guess she's supposed to be the water in the garden. I just don't really like the fabric that's on her hips, but I do think she looks pretty though. I do like the things that are the wrapping around her arms. I think that looks nice. I would give this an 8.5. I do like it. And even when I saw it in motion, I liked it a little bit more because this picture, I didn't really like the fabric. But when I saw the video of it in motion, I said, oh, okay, no, this is actually really pretty on her. So let's talk about Sweet Tea. Girl, when I tell you she pisses me off, she pisses me off. She pisses me off because, girl, I had such high hopes for her because she looked so pretty on Watch What Happens Live. So I was like, okay, it seems like she got a new stylist. I really feel like she's going to come with like a nice look for the reunion. I'm not expecting a lot from her, but I'm expecting more, okay? And then she gave us this, and I said, girl, oh, you're such a disappointment. You're such a disappointment. Because I don't understand how you look older than people who are like decades older than you, like double decades older than you, bro. Like, are you serious? This is giving every bit of like church prom, church gala. And like, I don't like her hair. It feels like they had a concept of doing Bantu knots. It didn't fall all the way through. And then also, if you're going to do a short dress, it needs to be like a statement. Like what Toya had last season with the pink dress with the flowers underneath of it. Like, it made a statement. It was like, okay, it's a short dress, but it's giving reunion. This does not give reunion. The only thing that's really nice about this is the color. The color looks beautiful on her. I don't like her makeup either because I feel like it kind of washes her out. But I guess Sweet Tea heard the people talking about her, so she posted several pictures. And even with her sitting down, I still don't like it. I also hate the fact that these pointy things coming off her dress. I thought she had on a strap dress. It's strapless, but she has, her breasts are very large that it's poking out and it just doesn't look good on her. Like, I'm so irritated with her. I'm irritated. I'm just irritated. I'm so mad at her because I'm trying to give her some type of grace, but every time I try to give her some, she just ruins it. She ruins it, okay? But she got on Twitter and said this: a vision of regality and grace, adorned in jewels and whispers of scandal. The ton shall be talked about this evening for seasons to come. Hashtag season 11, hashtag Duchess of Elegance, hashtag Georgian Glam, hashtag Married to Med, hashtag Married to Medicine, hashtag reunion. I just feel like I want somebody to give her a stylist. Like, I saw somebody online say Sweet Tea is the not Garcelle, but the but I mean she could be the Garcelle, but the Giselle Bryant of Married to Medicine, where it's like she's a pretty girl, but she does not know how to dress. And I feel like that is what it is, because we've seen moments of Giselle looking great and then she reverts back to like being tacky. And I feel like for Sweet Tea, it's like she's not even tacky per se, but I think she gets herself in a bind always saying that she brings the youthfulness to the group when you put her picture up against people who are 10, 20, and 30 years older than her and they look younger than her. And it's like, who is styling you? Because if you are still working with them, please get a new stylist, because I promise you they hate you on the low. They really do. But moving on, let me play what Dr. Heavenly had to say about Simone and Sweet Tea's outfits.
That she should ride down to Camp Creek, Georgia, and thank Sweet Tea that her dress is not the ugliest shit today. Because usually she has the ugliest dress, and it is ugly, clearly it's ugly, but it ain't the ugliest dress, okay? So she tried it. She number 7. It looked like she just, first of all, okay, her hair is the same damn hair she always wear, that tired ass bob. It's tired. It's tired. Simone, this the reunion. You could have did an updo, a downdo, get a new wig, maybe add some color. I don't know, but do something different. It just looks so plain. Like, to me, I can imagine Cecil having sex with her, because you know it's gonna be plain. Like, it's just gonna be vanilla. It's gonna be plain ass. She ain't even gonna try. I think that this is supposed to be a scene to make it look like her arm, but it's not a color of her dress. So they don't even match. Like this tan here, I think this tan was supposed to make it look nude, but she didn't really give a fuck. She probably just got out the OR and said, fuck it. Okay, all this shit here, to me, honestly, looked like a tied up sheet, or even toilet paper, if you will. Like, it looked like she just tied some shit up, and then she missed it because she's got a little opening right here. So she ain't even really tied good. But she has a cute smile. I don't think her dress is long enough. It would have been better if she had a train, but she just fucked it up with this right here. It's supposed to be the skin color, so you're not even supposed to see this part. You're not supposed to, this all of here. Who did this? Who was your stylist, Simone? Because they fucked you over. My whole thing is, we're not the best at everything. We cannot be doctors and great stylists. Now, I know I done fucked up some of my looks, but this here, whoever picked this dress for her, maybe it was on a budget and she said, you know what, I got $150, make it work. Go to the Goodwill or whatever they got down there that kind of look like a dress, get it from. I don't know what they was working with, but if we all got the same memo as Dr. Mimi, how the fuck you get Dr. Mimi and then Simone in the same room? This here shit look cheap. It looked tired. It looked like she didn't even try. And to me, the bar up is tired. She wear the bar up all the time. She could at least try to do a new wig, a new hair, new color, something. Come on, we tired of vanilla. Like, this is why Cecil's sick of your ass. This is why. Because you don't even try. You ain't even trying to be sexy. You're not trying to nothing. Last but not least. Y'all ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it. So last but not least, I ain't even gonna say nothing about this child. This bitch here. What? Let's just look, because I ain't gonna say nothing, y'all. What is this dance? The fuck? What? What is that dance she doing? Like, bitch, you look like, to me, she look like she say, hey, I ate. No, bitch. That dress look again like a dress you got at the back on wholesale at Heavenly Beauty. We had them dresses back there. I got them dresses for $20 a piece. They gave me a whole lot of them. They was the ones that did not sell in the dress store. That was the dresses, and I just took them because I had a store, right? These are like the dress. This, what? You do not have access to the money. You don't. What kind of backyard bullshit is this? We at the...
So here's my thing. I don't disagree with what Heavenly's critiques were, but she didn't have to go in. That's the issue. Heavenly don't know how to give critiques without really going in on people. I don't understand why she felt the need to bring up Cecil and like their relationship and how they not doing it and stuff like that. That wasn't her place to speak on. And so I definitely feel like Simone and Heavenly gonna be getting into it next season if there is a season 12, because Simone ain't got no problems cussing Heavenly out. When it comes to Sweet Tea, I don't necessarily disagree with what Heavenly said. It is the outfit's not giving. It really isn't. And I did laugh when she was like, is this what access to the money gets you? Because I'm like, yeah, girl, is this all it gets you? But I also feel like, girl, why are you speaking on her? You know you don't like her and she don't like you. Like, it's going to cause issues for you two. And I don't know if Sweet Tea is going to be back for season 12, but if she does come back, I could definitely see them still arguing with each other, going a lot harder at one another. Heavenly was also on her YouTube channel, and one of her subscribers ended up asking her, like, do you think that Sweet Tea and Dr. Gregory will be back for next season? And Heavenly ended up saying she doesn't think that they would be back for next season, but if she was a producer, she would bring them back 1,000%. And I do feel like they could be back next season because Gregory needs a job. Well, this isn't a job for him because they don't get paid, but Sweet Tea let it be known on her YouTube channel that he doesn't have a job. Like, he recently lost his job and I guess he's still looking for a job, or maybe he just got a new one. But while they were filming the show, he didn't have a job. So if they're working off of just her income, I know they would want to keep this. And I can see them bringing Gregory back, but it depends on how the reunion goes. If he doesn't take any accountability or just shows a lack of humility, I can see people saying they don't want to film with him, especially because not a lot of people agree with him pressing charges. Like, the cast as a whole feels like it was a lame move to press charges and you didn't get touched. But moving on, the last thing we're going to talk about is Sweet Tea. So I think I mentioned this on my Married to Medicine review, but Sweet Tea did an interview on her YouTube channel with Contessa. And so I want to play one of the clips that's kind of going viral right now, where it says this. It says, Sweet Tea explains why Dr. Gregory had a blow up in the previous episodes. He was going through a lot after being attacked by a patient at work. She also denies any physical abuse in their relationship.
You don't like him, but also people don't understand. They didn't see, like, one, Greg was going through a lot, and I talked a lot about this on my green screen. Greg was going through, he was attacked by a patient at work, and he had a fractured nose, and, you know, Gregory was dealing with a lot at that moment. And also, like, I just told him, like, hey, I'll take care of things off camera. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want you to show too much emotion about this, because he was triggered. He was very triggered, and he's like, I'm just tired of people putting their hands on me. And I think he was more frustrated with that when we were having that conversation. I was hitting on the table like, I don't want you to talk about this. And so I was like, and I don't know, tell me what I was upset. Knowing y'all and just reading between the lines of what I heard, and this is a problem for a lot of men. They have this thing about not telling me what to do. Yeah, and he felt like I was telling him what to do because, like, I was telling him, like, I don't want you to say this and all that. Like, I was in the scene, but they didn't show that, you know, because I wasn't even talking to producers while they were filming. So, like, I can't really get through to him right now. Like, he's not hearing me, and I think that right now he was just having a moment. Like, you know, I think that he was really upset, and you were telling him not to get upset. Yes, and you're like, if you get upset, and I don't want you to bring this on camera. And so he got so upset because I don't know what the producer had said to him, but he got upset and he went upstairs. And then I was like, Gregory, you know, you need to calm down. Like, I like, because you're showing your ass right now. You're showing your whole ass, and you don't need to. You know, I said, I'm taking care of things behind the scenes. Like, a lot of people think that they know you and they know your relationship. They don't know really. You see a heavily edited clip. This is a heavily edited show. And, you know, I think that was tough for me because it's like, I came in a reality show thinking that we were going to shoot reality. Like, I thought it was going to be real. And so, and just to be clear, the show has not, they didn't implant that conversation. That wasn't AI. It wasn't false. No, it wasn't a false conversation. But it definitely, it didn't show enough context. And then also, and all the things that Gregory is hitting you. No. What you heard and what you saw was not the precursor to him threatening that he's going to whoop your butt. No. Not at all. And so it's just frustrating. It was frustrating in the beginning, but, like, honestly, I was like, you know, this shit is real to y'all. But you guys don't know. I appreciate people caring for me. And that's what they felt. That's what where it ended. The implication was, you're going to make me do something to hurt you. And so for me, if I thought that, my impulse would be instantly two things. Like I told you before, if you are unsafe, my house, the door, the gates, I know where the codes are open. kind of a rough week, especially with the episode airing at first. But then,
How you doing, by the way?
I'm doing pretty good. Like, honestly,
do you feel abandoned? Do you feel like that would be the challenge to me, for you? That people who you thought loved you felt like this is the time to, if you are in need, abandon you, which is a weird reaction. If I think somebody is,
I did feel like that. Right. I felt totally like that. Abandoned, like, especially by a lot of the cast members that tried to befriend me in the beginning, before even getting on the show. Mm-hmm. And so, like, if you really think that I'm going through something, check on me more. Check in on me more. But, you know what I'm saying?
More.
But you clearly don't really think that I'm going through something, because why would you chastise me about it?
So one, I'm wondering, did Gregory press charges against the patient that lunged at him and broke and fractured his nose? Because King didn't even touch him and then put hands on him. And that also makes me feel like he's stupid, because if you were already reeling from that situation, why egg on another situation? Did you do that to your patient? Because honestly, now that I've seen your behavior, I'm probably on the patient side, okay? But also, I'm glad that Contessa is in Sweet Tea's corner, because it definitely feels like Contessa in that conversation, because I saw the whole entire clip almost, because it is a little bit longer. On the conversation that they were having is a lot longer on her YouTube channel. Contessa was definitely giving, like, girl, for real, if stuff gets too crazy, you got the passcode, this information, that information, to come stay at the house. Like, you don't need to be nowhere where you're not safe. And I think it was very poignant that Contessa asked her that he didn't physically put his hands on you, because that's what a lot of people are speculating based off of his behavior. And I feel like Sweet Tea, instead of like trying to like justify it, just needs to acknowledge that, like, yeah, he was in a bad moment. It's not okay that he spoke to me that way. We had a conversation about it, and we're working on our relationship moving forward, talking to each other better. But trying to justify it by saying that he was under a lot of stuff, I don't know what production said to him in his ear. It's like you're trying to absolve him from taking responsibility for his own behavior. You're making excuses for the way that he treated you in that moment, and that's not right, nor is it fair, because honestly, you didn't do anything wrong other than trying to let him know that you were in his corner and you had his back. And I really do feel like Sweet Tea is backing herself in a corner when she makes statements like this, like, oh, other people were doing this, other people were doing that. People don't really know our relationship. People don't know what we've been through. And then it's kind of like, well, you're telling people to kick rocks, and we don't know what a real relationship is. And if something, which I don't hope anything happens to her, let me make that clear. Even though I don't like this lady like that, and I think she's like a goober and she's weaning her junior, I do not want that man to be at that house putting hands on her. I do not. But I feel as though if something does happen, people are going to throw it in her face, and she's going to dig her heels in even more. She is already digging her heels in right now because she wants to prove to everybody that they're wrong about their assessment of their relationship. But I'm going to be honest, I only give them like another 2 or 3 years, especially if they don't have a baby. And he starts to get real nasty with the way that he talks to her, or if they actually do have a physical altercation, she gonna leave just like Quad. Girl, don't waste 10 years of your life like Quad did being in a relationship with this man, because it's not worth it. It is not. All right, y'all. So let's move over to Real Housewives of Atlanta. So when I tell you they've been pumping out content for Real Housewives of Atlanta, because we all know, or if you don't know, the new season 16 of Real Housewives of Atlanta premieres this Sunday at 8 p.m. Porsha was on a press tour. She did an interview with the Breakfast Club, which we're going to talk about, as well as she did a interview with The View and with the Sherri Shepherd Show. And so I also saw content with Shamia and Kelly where they were doing an interview with Big Tigger in the morning. And I also saw that Cynthia had a birthday party. So I want to talk about all of it. So first up, let's talk about Shamia and Kelly. So Shamia and Kelly were asked who was their least favorite housewife. And Kelly's response actually surprised me. Okay, so let me play that clip for you guys.
Now we say we're being honest and authentic here. You said my least favorite? Yes.
From this season.
From this season, that's a long pause. You know we only got about 2 minutes. I think my least favorite.
Tell the truth. Tell the truth and
Tell
shame
the
the
truth
devil.
or shame the devil. What we doing?
I think my least favorite is probably going to be Britt Edie.
Why?
Oh.
Why?
I think you just need to watch the show.
They
Yeah.
did too well so far.
Yeah.
Shamir.
I'm gonna just have to, go with the same thing. Because if it ain't broke, why try to fix it? I mean, what she said what she said. So I'm gonna back her up on that.
No, I'm saying for you.
I'm gonna say the same thing.
Same thing.
Britt Edie, I would definitely have to say, is probably my least favorite at this moment. It wasn't always that way, but as the season progresses, you'll probably see why.
Yeah.
So, I was actually surprised by Kelly's response because in that map they gave us about how the women were connected, they said that Kelly and Britt were close friends. And if you have seen some of my The Drama videos or if you have watched any other content creators, it was pretty much surmised from everyone that Kelly and Britt seem to be like very close friends, and they came into the show already knowing each other. So the fact that Kelly is saying that Britt is her least favorite housewife, I want to know what happened to their friendship. Like, what caused them to partner ways with each other? On top of that, for Shamia to co-sign saying that she really liked Britt, but then as the season continued, she kind of fell back from her. And I was talking to a few of my mutuals on Twitter, and they all were like, well, maybe Britt got a big head after the Kenya situation. Once Kenya got, demoted to a friend of, that pretty much she started to feel herself and the girls got rubbed the wrong way by it. But I'm definitely interested to see how this is going to play out because I am surprised that they're not cool anymore. So moving on from that, let's talk about Kenya. So it seems like Andy Cohen is confirming what position Kenya or what role she will serve in this cast. So let me play that clip for you guys.
Waiting, people have been asking, where is it? We really took our time with this one. And it's, first of all, there's a whole new graphics package. It looks fresh. It looks dynamic. It's a new play on the theme song. We are entering the season while Porsha is just in the middle of a whole lot of personal drama. I have to say, we bring in 4 new housewives. That's hard. We do have Porsha returning. We've got Drew returning. In supporting roles are Cynthia and Kenya. And we've got 4 new women. Shamia is, of course.
So there you have it, folks. Kenya is in a supporting role. So it seems like Kenya is going to be a friend of the show. But I feel like based off of the fact that they didn't give her a promotional photo, she's going to be featured as a guest, because you even see her in that one clip that's being shopped around for Shamia's birthday when she gets gifted the Rolls Royce. She's in the audience, but we don't get any commentary from her. We get commentary from Kelly. So I guess she is a friend of, but I don't think she's going to be shown in the same capacity as Cynthia. But for all the Kenya fans out there, your girl is a friend of the show. So let's talk about Miss Porsha. So Porsha did an interview with The Breakfast Club, and I want to play a few of the clips that I found interesting. So the first one was she was asked about her relationship with Drew, and it looks like it's going to be Porsha and Drew the entire season because they got beef. So let me play the clip for you guys.
Now, how tight are you and Drew?
Drew, you know what, Drew? It's some people you just realize, okay, you just a little.
Is she still an ambassador of Go Naked Hair?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Go Naked Hair is Porsha's hair brand.
I can't put my hair on people's head and then they think they're me. Like, that's what I can't do. Like, that's what we not gonna do. You don't become Porsha by wearing Porsha's hair. You need to just enjoy my hair, take it out when it's dirty, and put it back in when it's clean. You know, like, you can't just like all that. She's an okay person, I think, for a lot of her friends. I think they love her. I think they trust her. I think if you're not her friend, you shouldn't trust her and you shouldn't be around her.
Okay, so with you saying you shouldn't trust her, you shouldn't be around her, and she is not wearing Go Naked Hair anymore, you were not at all, and I saw it kind of in the first episode, you're not happy about the allegations that she might be in a relationship or whatever with Dennis, your ex.
See, this is why I like Breakfast Club. You ask the questions that need to be answered, okay? So here's the thing. On the show, I don't know how it's going to come off again, because the show has to sensationalize things, right? So how good is it for me to be going through a divorce and I'm still jealous about my baby daddy? That's BS, right? So in real life, she actually was trying to film with him behind my back. And when
He's a music producer, right? That's what it said on the show. He's a music producer, right?
When he start that portion.
He's whatever he say he is.
Okay,
Yes,
right.
he is. He is a serial entrepreneur and apparently a music producer.
Right?
Okay.
But she was trying to film with him behind my back, and that's just not cool. Come on,
Wait,
we
filming him
housewives.
on the show as a...
Film with him on Housewives, so it's just not cool, right? It felt like a setup for me in some way. And then also there was a Go Naked photo shoot she was trying to set up without me knowing anything about. I have to approve everything. Some of them fit, some it's not fitting for you.
Right.
So, or some of them looks may not be given the look. So I would like to, as the owner of the company, be a part of any of that. So when those two things were happening behind my back, on my business, with my business, on my show, yeah, I have a problem with you.
So you didn't know Drew was recording with Dennis. You didn't know anything. You didn't know that they were speaking. You didn't know that they were
And then
talking
holding
until that
hands,
first
allegedly.
episode.
That's what they said on the episode.
I didn't know any of that.
So you
No.
found out right there in that episode.
What's so funny, I saw the episode and she was like, she asked him and I said yes. And she talked to me and I said yes. And I'm like, that's just not true. Like, I genuinely didn't know. Look, at the end of the day, like I told Shamia, if Drew and Dennis want to get together, I just hope she can do baby hair for Pilar. Like, I'm happy with Drew. I think she's a great parent. I think if him and her were to get together and, you know, they can have a solid relationship, that's good too. Just don't screw me where you asked me to come back to be. She had been asking me to come back to Housewives, and when I came back, this is what you had waiting on me. This whack storyline that y'all came up with.
Oh,
Yeah.
So here's the thing. I don't have a dog in this fight. I don't like Porsha and I'm not too fond of Drew. But I am wondering if this is going to be an enjoyable beef or is Porsha going to dominate every argument that her and Drew have? Because as much as a ditzy Dora I think Porsha is, she does have moments where she's very quick on her feet and as rehearsed and Tyler Perry play-ish as Drew is, she has moments where she can be quick with people as well. So I wonder if they are evenly matched or if somebody is going to be more dominant or outpace the other one. I can give Porsha one thing, like two things really. Like I can give her being like, girl, you can't be doing Go Naked photo shoots and commercials and all that stuff without letting me know. Like this is my company, this is my brand, and if I don't like what you putting out there with my name on it, I'm scrapping it. So I do understand her being frustrated about that. I also think that she does have a legitimate gripe if it is true, because you don't know Porsha be lying, that Drew was trying to film scenes without telling Porsha with Dennis. But I'm also like, girl, did you give Dennis the same fever? Because he also owes you loyalty to a certain extent too, because he your baby daddy. More loyalty than Drew does. You know, I think it is funny that Porsha was like, you can't be putting on Go Naked hair and thinking you Porsha, because a lot of people did point out that they felt like Drew started to look like Porsha after Porsha left the show. But I think that's funny. I'm not going to lie. I do think that's funny. But I am interested in seeing how this beef goes. Now, what's interesting is that Dennis and Allison gave their 2 cents after the interview had aired. So Allison hopped on Instagram saying this: Porsha, you are on a lying tour. Why are you creating a fake story? Shame on you. At Porsha for real. You know Allison don't play about her little sister, okay? And then Dennis came at Allison pretty much saying, at Allison Jordan 411, not too much on baby mama. I would hate to push your sister's album back. It comes out next week. It's a classic. First of all, Drew, I don't know how you thought the hot dog man could be a great producer. So that's you already lost already. That's a L you gonna have to take. But I don't think it's fair for Dennis to like threaten that. But he also want to make money too, so he probably is gonna let her, you know, release the album. But this is messy. So moving on, let's talk about Porsha and how she views Kenya with everything that has happened. I thought her response to this question when asked about Kenya was actually pretty interesting.
The fact that she was taken off the show. What are your thoughts on that whole incident that happened?
On the whole incident that happened, I think it just went too far. I feel like Kenya came back this season and she definitely, well, not even this season, because I don't know what she was doing the past 3 because I didn't see it.
Right.
But the Kenya that I saw this season was not wanting beef and drama too much. She really wasn't on too much of that. Like you can even see that in the first episode. She really kind of chilled with it. Not her normal self. And I just feel like mixed with the newbie and some things that were said that were dangerous from the newbie, I felt like Kenya then decided to be even more dangerous. And But I do feel like there's a space where there could be a conversation with her and Bravo. I feel like there could be a conversation with her and Britt. And hopefully they can figure something out by next season.
You know, when you don't like somebody, you don't want to be compared to them. So
Right. Got you.
But whatever, girl. I got to talk about you. You a part of the show. Don't you want to be talked about?
It's kind of crazy though. I didn't even think about the reunion, like the fact that she won't even be on the
Who
reunion.
says that? It's possible. I'm still hopeful. She's still a big part of the show. She's not the show. She didn't make or break the season. But Kenya is a person who I've been doing this with for a very long time. And for once, we were possibly about to have a season of not being foes. You know what I'm saying? Phaedra, I have to say, when Phaedra came in, she helped to elevate the show as well and keep us where we needed to be because everybody been wanting to see her. She been gone the whole time Kandi been gone.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's people wanted her back.
And Kandi has been really upset about how Kenya has been treated by the network. She's been very vocal about that. And then Phaedra coming back, I don't know if Kandi's too excited about that as well, too. But do you feel like the network protects you guys the way that they should? Because that's what Kandi's saying. It's like the network didn't protect one of their stars, which is Kandi.
I still work for the network, so I don't share certain sentiments, okay? Let's be clear, all right? I'm saying that I think Kenya deserves an opportunity, and an opportunity can be given to anyone. You can always say no. She can say whatever she wants to say to Britt, the cast, the crew, and whoever, and they can say no, but I believe she deserves that opportunity. I ain't say a damn thing about the network. Love the network.
So it seems like Porsha seemingly confirmed the narrative that was already out there that Britt had threatened Kenya with a pew-pew. And so she retaliated with what she did at her opening of her hair salon. Because I think it's interesting that Porsha is confirming that Britt did something dangerous and then Kenya did something even more dangerous as a retaliation. So we'll see if they let it actually play out the way that the rumors have been saying it played out. If it didn't make any sense when Porsha was like, you know, some people don't like to be compared to people that they don't like. Porsha compared Britt to a mini Kenya, and Kenya basically kind of stopped talking to Porsha because she was like, girl, you already know what type of time I'm on with that girl. Why would you compare her to me? I do agree with Porsha that there should be an opportunity for Kenya to speak her piece. And like the interviewer said, like, it seems like she's not going to be at the reunion. I would hope she would be at the reunion because it seems like they're focusing a lot on what happened between her and Britt. So I do think Kenya should be able to speak for herself. So moving on, let's talk about Shamea and Porsha's relationship, because it seems like with the sneak peek that's out, it looks like they might be at odds now that Shamea is stepping into her own. And one of the interviewers at the Breakfast Clubs ended up asking Porsha how was her relationship with Shamea.
Always known y'all to be. Are y'all, like, at this point, are you and Shamea as close as we've always known y'all to be? Because the first episode kind of gives that, you know, Shamea is now coming into herself on the show. And there might be a little bit of tension because of that. There was a moment where she's like, okay, like, this is my new car, girl. Get to the left. It's not about you right now.
Yeah.
And that was a little weird. I was like, ooh, I ain't never really seen that from Shamea and Porsha.
Yeah, it was weird, but also, you know, it's the whole environment. I mean, in true housewife fashion, who doesn't love to talk crap about the person who's late and make them look bad or whatever? No one knew the reason why I was really late. I mean, I didn't get to tell her till we were in the closet while I was late. And at the end of the day, I did walk up while she was enjoying her car. But in my brain, as my best friend, I'm like, oh, we both about to twerk on the car. Like, bitch, you finally did it. Like, you got that Rolls Royce. Like, so I thought, you know how you go to a party and you're like, I don't want to miss them getting a birthday song. I don't want to miss them cutting the cake.
Yeah.
So the production was trying to tell me, Porsha, hold on, don't walk up to her while she's doing. I said, no. I want to miss her getting her car.
Yeah.
But I can see how it came off like, of course, the other girl, she's walking in her moment. That's my friend. Like, I root for her regardless. I mean, when I didn't have or when she didn't have whatever, like, I want the best for her. I'm happy for everything that she has.
So now that you guys are going through the season or whatever, is the relationship still the same though? Because it's just a very, like, what conversations do y'all have after a moment like that? Because I've never seen that dynamic.
Well, you have to understand, like I just said, I was oblivious to how the narrative was being painted.
Oh, so that's a good conversation happening right now, probably.
I knew I was late, but I knew I was late because I filmed in Duluth.
Yeah.
And there was a camera crew with me. It wasn't like I was just somewhere lollygagging. I was working. And I knew that when I got there, I didn't want to miss her big moment because I got there just in time. So I didn't understand that. I now see the narrative of, oh, Porsha being late trying to steal her moment. Why on earth would I bring my friend to the show or encourage the show to bring her in this moment as the main character
and not be happy for
I think
it.
the show's
just
trying to
isn't
pitch y'all
me.
against each
Yeah,
other.
that's what it's
think?
given. That well, that
We're
is
gonna see what
definitely a storyline.
we're gonna see what it gives, but
Even with Kelly, that's her name, Kelly. When
Kelly,
was made that
Kelly
funny
made the
remark
comment.
in front. Like I feel like they're
was
trying to
like,
pitch y'all against each
You
other.
can't let them make you the punching bag all season.
Yeah, but she's the girl. This like that. It's her season. So that's what it comes with.
and not even just I'm that girl or queen of show or whatever. I like those accolades, but no, it's
You get 2 peaches?
I get 2 peaches. I'm standing up in the middle like this. No, but it's like I feel like at the end of the day, I'm a vet. You're gonna have to come at the top dog. I mean, I'm sure they're gonna come at Kenya just like they did. They're gonna come at Phaedra. You gotta come at the OGs. It is what it is. It's just the name of the game.
Right.
It's just I feel like in TV it's hard because you have your reality of what's happening real time, then you film it, and then you probably get over it, and then you watch it again.
Right.
And some things could be hurtful. The editing could be hurtful. Things could look dismissive. Things can look like what it's not really is.
Right.
So
Have you had to call her and do what you just did and be like, yo, taking accountability? I didn't even at this point because you're watching it back
genuinely, it wasn't that big of a deal to she
Oh,
or I.
got you.
It really
Okay.
wasn't. Maybe it was by the time she got to her confessional and they started asking her them probing questions.
Right.
But at the time, there was no feeling, no bad vibe about me being like, this is my friend. She
Yeah.
knows exactly where I'm filming at. She know I can't film in my crib. You know, she know what's being blocked over here. I'm just happy that they still filming my ass at the end of the day. Because how you filming a housewife without a house? So I'm just thankful and grateful to Bravo and to all the other girls for stepping up. I'm glad that her moment was so huge. I love that the way they showed it, they really showcased her. I love that. Because on an ensemble cast, the worst thing is to be just the main character on your own.
Right.
You want everybody to hold their own weight. And I feel like she carries her own weight. Kelly does, Britt does, all the girls do. So please, shine.
So I'm gonna be real with y'all. I've always felt like Porsha was a bad friend to Shamia, and I don't even really like Shamia. I've always felt like Shamia was a try-hard and was corny, to be honest. But with her now being a full-time cast member, I'm gonna try my best to be open-minded about her new position. But I do see rifts happening with Shamia and Porsha, mainly because Porsha has always treated Shamia like less than. Even though Shamia is who Porsha really wants to be. Shamia got the rich husband. She has the singing career, the being connected to the socialites and the famous people of Atlanta. She has an acting career. Like she is living in a $9 million house. Like everything Porsha has tried to be or wants to be is who Shamia is. And it always bothers me that Shamia would put herself in a secondary role to Porsha, who has never really treated her the best. And shouts out to Make It Make Sense. I was watching a live that he did with Andrew Gabor, Jamie That's Me, and Rodney The Voice. I think they did it last night. And Andrew Gabor was saying how he felt like Porsha wanted to stay in that house to compete with Shamia. And when I thought about it, I was like, I could definitely see that, because when Shamia got married to a rich African man, next thing you know, Porsha looking for a rich African man. I feel like she got that house so she could still compete with people on the show. Now that this is supposed to be Porsha's show because she's coming back. But I feel like if Porsha was being real, like she says she was in this interview about her life, then she would have just took herself and her daughter back to that house that she gave to her mama that is paid off, that's hers, in Duluth, and called it a day. You know? But let's move on. So the last thing we're going to talk about as it pertains to Porsha is the situation with NeNe. So y'all know Porsha and NeNe had a back and forth, I want to say last summer, about Porsha not wanting to film The Upshaws, a sitcom television show on Netflix. And so she actually responded to a question by Charlamagne the God that was like, what was up with you and NeNe in that situation? So here's her answer.
Hi.
What happened on when y'all shot The Upshaws? Because we had NeNe up here.
Yeah.
And she said you blocked her from being on The Upshaws.
No, she did it. She did the show.
But you wouldn't do it with her.
So no, it's not that I wouldn't do it with her. So I signed on to do The Upshaws, and I had just filed, I think, could have even been a week and a half prior. So you know how you sign up? So mind y'all, when I filed for divorce, I did not know I was filing for divorce. I was happily in love with my husband. Like, we were good. Valentine's Day, we had a horrible argument. Things got really nasty, and I knew something was about to hit the fan. Right. But I did not know. So when it happened, I had already signed up to do the show, and I really couldn't cancel at that point. So when I got there, I just was sitting in the green room or the waiting area, and I just like start breaking down.
Oh man.
I just start breaking down, and then then she was in the room next to me, and I heard, just hearing her voice broke me down because I just felt when you're going through divorce, you just feel so alone. And here I am, just a foul, coming out of my room. I mean, I could barely put on makeup. And now here I am on a set with strangers. I don't have anybody. Just hearing her voice, it was just too familiar. And, I had not talked to her. I didn't know how I could face her. I didn't know how I could face anybody. So it genuinely wasn't me saying, no, I don't work with this person or that person, whomever, because I agreed to it. I just wasn't capable of doing it that day.
Mentally and emotionally.
Mentally and emotionally. I could not gather myself at all. So when I spoke to them, they were like, I understand you're not going to be able to act as a housewife today. They ended up letting me go home, and then they said, we'll fill in your spot with Cynthia. And then after that, in true Nene fashion, she just turned it into something about herself. And it genuinely wasn't about her. It was about me. You know what I'm saying? Like, her actions of, like, taking Simon's side and hanging out with him, with women or whatever they were doing, it just really was null and void to me. I just would have wanted a friend. So, for her to turn it and make it like I tried to block her money or whatever, me block Nene's money, how? Like, Nene's a star. I can't block your money, just like nobody can block mine. I don't give a damn who you are. To me, it's just unfortunate. I'm too grown. I'm sure y'all can see I'm a different Porsha. If I was another Porsha, I'd be reading her and her wig or whatever, but I don't feel that way. Like, I feel like we grown people, girl, you know how it is to go through a divorce. You know exactly what emotions I could have been feeling. So all the extraness is just not needed.
I'm going to be honest, I felt like Porsha was lying when it came to this situation because I was like, girl, that don't make any sense. You said you couldn't face her. Why not just text her and be like, hey, girl, I'm having a rough day today. Some personal stuff is going on. But you just left the set, but you talked to production before you talked to her. And then they came and spoke to her and was like, girl, y'all good? So you made it more than what it needed to be. And I guess Nene felt like you were lying too because she said you wasn't even on set. So let me play that video.
What does Nene think of Porsha's interview? I'm sure Nene gonna tell you.
I don't give a fuck about Porsha's interview.
What interview? Who said that? We don't know. I don't know.
What Porsha said was good.
Porsha talking about her. She ain't talking about Porsha.
Y'all wasting my time. So that bitch lied right there.
She lied?
Oh my God.
Porsha lied? Oh my God. Can you believe Porsha lied on the Breakfast Club?
Can you believe that?
She said that Nene was in the other room, honey, and she heard Nene's voice.
Ain't her shit. She wasn't even on the phone. That bitch make up some good shit.
She be lying, honey.
Just lying. Girl, leave me alone.
She done lied on Simon. She done lied on...
I believe Nene, y'all. Even though Nene has her ways about herself, we know Porsha be lying too. And I just feel like, girl, why didn't you just come out and address it for real, when it happened? Like, you waiting all this time until it's time for you to do the Breakfast Club interview when you had opportunity to address Nene when she came out and spoke about it. Yeah, I don't believe her. I believe Nene in this instance. So, y'all, I was going to end the video there, but then this came across my desk. It says TSR is reporting Kandi Burruss and Todd Tucker have been sued for more than $150,000 in back rent and other expenses. I said, girl, what? Let's figure out what's going on. So I'm reading this article from Fox 5 Atlanta. It says RHOA star Kandi Burruss is sued for $200,000 in restaurant back rent and repairs. It goes on to say reality TV star and entrepreneur Kandi Burruss is facing a lawsuit over unpaid rent at her Blaze Steak and Seafood restaurant on Cascade Road in Southwest Atlanta. It says what we know, the lawsuit was filed Monday in Fulton County by landlord Montego Pacific Incorporated, claims Burruss and the restaurant owes more than $200,000, according to the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. It says this include over $154,000 in back rent, along with $56,000 in property repairs and a 10% overhead fee. The suit gives them 10 days to pay. Burruss, best known for the Real Housewives of Atlanta, opened Blaze and seafood in 2020 with her husband Todd Tucker. It goes on to say what we don't know. It is unclear if the restaurant is still operating. According to its website, Blaze is only open Friday through Sunday, but its social media accounts have not been updated in months and reservations appear unavailable. Fox 5 Atlanta has reached out for a statement about the lawsuit. Well, hopefully, because when I first saw this and then when I read the article, I felt like maybe they were withholding rent and maybe we're in a lock with their landlords. Maybe that's what's happening, because for them not to have paid $154,000 in back rent, and they're also being charged with $56,000 in property repairs, it feels like something might be wrong with the building. But hey, hopefully they can work it out. We know Kandi ain't hurting for money, but we also know how she doesn't like her businesses to fail. Honestly, I think they need to let these restaurants go, because I haven't heard any like great positive things about OLG or Blaze Seafood. Even when I was living in Alabama and we would go to Atlanta from time to time, it was never to go visit any of them spots. And I've only heard that the best thing at OLG game was the fried devil eggs, and they had a great bartender, but a lot of people were like the food wasn't that great. And I also heard that Blaze Seafood was never open. And that makes sense when they're saying that Friday through Sunday is when they're open. That's crazy. But hopefully Kandi and Todd can figure this out. So yeah, y'all, that is it. That is all. If you made it this far, thank you for listening. Make sure you remember to be bravely authentic. Please hop down in them comments below. Share your thoughts with me. Subscribe and like the video. And I'm out, y'all. Deuces.